Hello and welcome. 9:22 p.m. Eastern Time, April the 14th, 2021. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and amongst the like, yeah, your own risk, your own reward. And I'm pretty much just taking a little break from the day at this time. There's a hockey game at 10:30, and I really don't need to be there until 10, even 10 after 10, until I'm going to get any pregame information. So less than an hour of yada yada. Still got to watch a podcast on golf information and do a little bit of golf lineup management, but I can do that after. Well, I'll do that after 10 or after I'm done the video. I'll watch the podcast. Oh, what a day! And you know what? It's been a combination of different things, cryptocurrencies, and of course, as a lot of people know, I do a lot of fantasy sports, and it's getting to the point where I literally think, oh, I could be retiring, and all that would mean is I don't put 4, 5, 6 hours a day into fantasy, and I've put more than that. It's been a busy day, and I even made a big mistake today, and I got lucky, and it's an interesting story. For I was in a situation where I was, we'll say, quote unquote, doing financial advising, if you will, or no, no, it wasn't even that. I mean, I always do that anyway. I talk to people, talk to friends and family, and that's just whatever. You just talk normal talk. It just happens to be I talk finance, but more along the lines of showing like wallet management of cryptocurrencies, teaching how to use cryptos as money, different things like that. And I got lost track of time, and it's not usual on a Wednesday afternoon. There's going to be a hockey game at 2 o'clock on the afternoon, and there was. And of course, I knew what was going on. It was just I was doing stuff between 1:30 and 2:15. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot. I lost track of time. Second big mistake of the year, but that meant I played somebody really important who wasn't playing, and that was very hurtful, which reduced my odds. But it worked out that half of the other where I didn't play him, and a couple of times it was well, I almost had a big win where I could have won about close to $1,000 profit. Unfortunately, I didn't get it. And it worked out that it was because one shot got taken off of the score sheet. One shot was taken off, and if I would have, because that shot was taken off, I went from first to second. And then instead of winning over 1,000, I won several hundred. Well, it is what it is. Kind of fun. On to the charts again. I'm taking a little bit of a break. I really love how Bitcoin is looking against the dollar. We had all this time in here amongst the 18. A few periods of showing strength on the 18 has highs, and then the breakout. Oh, what did we do in today's Wednesday session? We just held in there from this move. That is fantastic, fantastic stuff I see here, and I love it. This run looks like it's going to continue. We've been making what bull markets do: higher highs and higher lows. The last low at the 18 average of such was almost 56 or near 56,000. The last significant high was around this 62ish or so area. But it looks like the next high is going to make another leg higher. We'll see what it is, 70, 80, whatever it is. It's going to be that there. And it hasn't had any monster or decent size price correction since the excitation of about 11, 12,000 back in late 2020. So things still look rolling here amongst Bitcoin. There is one thing that I do want to show. I mean, this is just a beautiful weekly setup when you look at up like this, how these one, two, the periods from March 15th stamp to the previous one. So the four that precede this, and how it came from the two, and even these from the low to this side. So the four that preceded this with the sell-off, and the two that followed. So the move, basically the formation that it had of going like this, which is all of this, which followed, of course, this, and now it's still got not so great volatility midweek, but it's looking like a good momentum move higher. So that's pretty cool on the weekly, but short term, interesting stuff because what do we see in the hourly that looks interesting? It might be this. Like, what was there some sort of decent selling? And well, the sellers came back again, and well, holding in there still. It's at an 18 average correction right now, short term. If it gets by this, then we could retest the highs, and doing such will make new highs. And if it fails this correction, what does that mean on the 1 hour? Well, it means that we could be retracing lower. And you see that, oh, longer term time frame, like the 4 hour. What did the 4 hour tell us? Well, it'll tell us that maybe we need to come back, maybe where we came from as the next support level, the deeper area, which is between 58.3 and well, 60. But you see, getting above the 18 highs like this at 64, 65, 66, how do you do? This is going to get really interesting. So back to this thing, like what the heck happened here on the one? Well, let's take a look at the 15. And we can see that there was just like, this is big. 5 minute time frame. But what we see is big selling, and then the buyers come back really fast. And then you see this again on the 1 minute. But then you also got to ask yourself, is this just like an individual thing just for like this exchange, or is this what everything did? Was there a big crash everywhere in Bitcoin that had a huge recovery? Well, what you can do is go to a different exchange. And if I click on this one, well, there is no such of a move when it was falling down here. It was just someone on Bitstamp sold a whole bunch of Bitcoin and was apparently okay, or accidentally managed to sell it down an extra, what would that be, 3% or so? So that you might have got an average sale price just maybe somewhere around 62 something. And you can see where someone's like, yeah, I'll take it. And I'll just get rid of like probably a load of Bitcoin, a lot of them, at one time. And if you have a lot of Bitcoin you sell in the market, do you think that there's not many, if there is anyone, not many people that could sell that down and then just destroy the market on their own? I think anyway. Maybe I might be wrong, but I don't think that the large ownership on Bitcoin, I think it's very favorable for investors, meaning the top 2, 5, 10, 20, 50 holders of Bitcoin is very low compared to all the other major markets, pretty much. Especially when you look at like the major markets, like from the traditional legacy markets. We'll talk at Wall Street markets. And now Dogi or Doggy. How many people buy this coin because they like dogs? I don't know. Man, there's gotta be some. What a day it's had today. I mean, I guess you can see in here how it's just, you see beforehand. I mean, oh, what did you see that could say that it was going to go up, or see that it was going to go up? There's a lot. A lot was going to tell you that it was going to go up. We hit this high, and we have an opportunity for this to go down, but all it does is it makes this little range, a little bit of extension, one more last retest within it, and then it goes back again to this top end, and then we have a few periods in here that retest this here. Now this doesn't say, oh my goodness, it's going to blow up, but it could. And you also want to see if there's any pullbacks. Of course, that didn't happen, for it to make a big like matching, like come back in here. But there you go. It just goes off, and then you have your correctionary move within it, and then a huge move. Another correctionary move within it, number 2, and then it goes off, and even another correction move within it, but doesn't really have any more up moves. So it's had a little bit of a bigger one. It can still have more, but what's it done since, and where does it stand right now? Well, have this high multiple hit, was able to have a little bit of a move, a few red candles down. It broke this level of support, so we do have the possibility of this now failed breakdown. That's another thing that I see there. And we've seen action of price get into the 18 average. It got there on the 17 stamp on the 1 hour time frame, or 5 p.m. Eastern time. And it has then followed through with 4 periods. The first one, reaching the 18 average of highs but closing to the closes. The next period was a down period, reaching the 18 lows and never getting much above the closes, not even floundering a test to the highs. This period, where it started near the 18 lows, it had a very good move. It managed to break above it, closing near the highs. 27 minutes, 27 seconds left, so it's past the halfway point. Very productive candle so far. Has not retraced much. Is fidgeting around with the 18 highs in the upper end of this resistance. So to me, this looks like it's got a good chance that it's going to go off. But you really, if you want to think of just two levels, A, 218, high probability. If it breaks to there, and if you see it more securely, it's going to cost you more, of course, to buy at these prices, 233, 234 Satoshi. You're probably going to see the continuation of this leg, and who knows where we go as far as some of the moves, because 400. We last time it reached this like 250. Maybe there could be maybe a little bit of resistance at 250 as a retest of this, but I mean, there's a decent chance as well too. If it breaks it, oh my goodness, 300, 400, 500, 600. I mean, it already had a sky high fly, oh my goodness type of move like January here, like 27 up to like that. I mean, a 10x move there. So if we 10x it from like 100, you could be talking 1,000. I'm not gonna say that's gonna be the case, but who knows? You can even do better. I'm not saying again this will happen. Most likely won't. But 14, 1,500. But these are wild, wild markets we're living in. And let's then move on to Cardano. I did a little giveaway on this, and I'm gonna now go over my answer. Upside targets I like to do is I want a price to go up and I want the down move. So I'm gonna want to do high divided by this correction. The high on here is $1.40, even 0.4. So I'm going to take my spreadsheet calculator and go 140.4. That's the how many cents it would be. I already got on here 1226 as the 38.2 number. So therefore, I can use that. Or can I? Now this might help one person who's not going to win this if I'm doing this wrong. Yeah, I'm not doing this differently. And I know Cardano was up way before this. So I think I already know who's going to win the contest, because I think my number, which was what I calculated before, is around 6. But I think it's going to be higher than that now. And I didn't know exactly. I just did it quick, so I was like, okay, I don't want to know what the exact number in decimals are, because I'm just going to recalculate it again when I do a video like this, which is what I'm doing. It's just one of those ones where I just do like whatever. But I didn't even pick an amount, so it's going to be. I still don't know what I'd be doing. It all depends on how close the number is too. Okay, that's what's going to have old data. I need calculated by, and I want calculated by like. I could probably use Coinbase if I have to. I think I will. Yeah, let's use Coinbase's numbers. That'll be fun. Math is fun. And if I said Coinbase, I meant CoinMarketCap. Because I type in Coinbase, nothing's coming up. And Coinbase is a story in itself. I do not use Coinbase at all. I did for my first few months in cryptos. And then once I got a Trezor hardware wallet, it all got put on there and I never used them again. Other than to pull some Bitcoin Cash off once and get it out. What a great run this has been. So let's get the log scaling on this. There we have it. Yeah, pretty much might be near the same now. So what do we got for a low in here? We got 2 cents in here. Okay, that'd be 1.84 cents. Okay. We'll use that. And the 140 should, I mean, that's a good enough number. I know that's a key high. So I want to calculate. I'm going to do this divided by this to the exponent of 0.382 multiply 1.84. That's going to get me my 38% number. Then I'm going to take 140.4 divided by whatever that number happens to be to the exponent of 1.618, multiply that number again. And that number is 10. And I want a better decimal, so let's just change it up again. So 400 even. No, wait a second. 96 cents. Okay. So a dollar, or 9.6 cents rather. $1.40.4 divided by 9.6 cents. To the exponent of 1.618 multiply 9.61 cents gives me an up target of $7.37. That's my up target. And as far as, there was 3 comments in total. Okay, I'm going to have to do a print screen and put this on there. Well, I got Milk Football, who was unable to be shown on the screen. So there's 222 and 2 cents. There was $2.546, and well, the 1083 is most certainly the closest. This is like 3 times off, and this is about an 80% extra extension. So I'm gonna make Nico S the winner. And send me your Cardano address, and I'll send you a little bit of those, and they'll be on their way. So let me just give me the reply to this. Actually, I can't. I'm on Paint. How am I supposed to reply to it? I have to go back to the browser. Okay, so here we are. So let's reply and say, um, you were the closest. Please send me your Cardano wallet. Private, public key. Public key. Yeah, don't ever send anyone your private key. I was talking to a lot of people about private keys today too, and it's just one of those things with different exchanges and different ways of holding it and stuff like that. But again, been a busy day. So please send me your Cardano public wallet public. Don't want to do it that way. Public, your Cardano public key. Aiming for a small gift. And then, so Nico, also Richard, been watching for a while. Thank you so much for the comments on here. And we'll finish this off within Cardano. It's 9:43 p.m. Eastern time, so I soon have to get back to work again as it goes. Price action is back to where it came from against the dollar, and it's now for the third period, which means it was a complete hold in for the previous one on the monthly. And now 15 days left on the month. That's halfway through this one. Things are going to probably look pretty interesting in the near term. I mean, I think this big run is going to happen. And if it does, that's just going to bring some interesting situations. Now, one thing I want to talk about this, and I'm going to do this in a different video, is financial advising. Because I got to think right now, and I'm sarcastic when I say this, that financial advisors are busy like anything over this last year, within this year, within their clients, and letting them know great financial strategies with all the gains they've been getting over the last so many months and years because of everything they put into it back in like 2020, 19, 18, 17, 16, and so on. Yeah, I think they've been really busy with some of the work. I mean, I've seen a lot of TV commercials when I watch hockey and baseball and such games. There's a lot of financial advisors, or well, like trading companies, if you will, for like investments in security funds that are on TV right now. But they never ever do manage or talk about that. They talk about stuff like lower fees and stuff like that, whatnot. But what I'm not a financial advisor by any means, not even close. So I don't know what they're doing. Thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a great day. Bye bye. Actually, no, I'm not done yet, am I? No, I'm not. I haven't gotten my information. So you know what? I've already done the goodbye part before I at the 80-90% mark of the video or whatever it is, and then I'm just going to finish this off, and I won't even say anything. I'll just shut the tape off, although it's not a tape. Daily chart has been holding well above the 18 average of highs for 3-4 periods, and then short term, I'm just looking at this mainly for the first time, just something to do. Well, it's just holding in there from this nice move. It's been very volatile, or just within like this period here, how it's chopped up and down. But having a little bit of escape attempt here on the 10 stamp, and again on the 14 and 15 stamp today, and not doing such. Now have resisting the 18 average of highs, and did that for 4 periods in a row, and has pulled back. So 2 opportunities to break down, not so much. 1 opportunity to maybe get this thing rolling, still could, but never did there. It's got to get above like $1.50, and then this thing looks pretty good. And if without going up like this, if you start to see this go to like a $1.38, $1.37 area, yeah, I think seeing this go to a $1.32, $1.31 seems in play.